Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Vulcan Report. Man, it's been a busy week or so here, and I wanted to take the time out to make another video here. Right now, this is a chart of the Russell 2000, the futures contract, and if you notice, we are still in an established downtrend because we're trading below the Kumo cloud here, and the market's trying to get back up and race toward the bottom of that Kumo cloud here, trying to get back to that 1150 handle. Short term, we're bullish because we're above this blue trend line here, and so the market's trying to maintain. It's trying to stay above it. It's trying to establish some upward momentum here. But the sad part is that this is a situation where there's so many things factoring into the market right now that we can't see, with this whole Ebola thing, and this is a lot of nonsense going on. So the market is guilty until proven innocent, and right now, even though we are long-term bearish, short-term bullish, we have to ride the bull wave until it gives out, until it turns again. Right now, it has not turned. So technically speaking, the market is bullish. So we have to look at that and see where it's going to take us, because right now we just don't know. But it is bullish. All right. So we'll have to watch and see how much run we'll get out of this. It's just really hard to tell right now. The way the markets have been acting, it's just who knows at this point. So we'll watch and see. But let's take a look at the what we're looking at the chart here. Okay. Basically, we have here what you can call a hammer, a hanging man, a long lower shadow, a spinning top, uh, all those things. Okay. Generally, when this is happening in a situation like this, it usually means that the upward trajectory should be bullish. Okay. Um, but and it's happening during a downtrend, so you would think that it would be considered more of a bullish hammer. However, you could also argue that it's more of a spinning top, and that's where there's not so much price action going on. And when the market is rallying or near its rally highs, it could be a sign that prices are losing momentum and the bulls may be in trouble. So we'll have to wait and see which way it plays out. We got support here at the blue line. Okay, that's going to be our support target that we're going to be looking at, and that's going to be around the 1090 level. Okay, so at 1090 is where we're going to have our support, and that's what we're going to be watching. Hopefully the market can continue you know and move up higher from that point. Okay, looking at the Dow, you see the Dow has already made it inside of the Kumo cloud. So it's already broken through that resistance, okay? And we have some pretty strong momentum going on here. And we are above the blue support trend line here. And so this one looks a little bit more promising than the Russell does. So we'll have to see if the Dow can be the leader here and get above the Kumo cloud, because this is going to be your next resistance right here, which is going to be at the 16,911. Can the market get to 16,911, which is almost about 200 more points? I think we can squeeze that out of there, and I think the market wants to do that. I think the downtrend pretty much has been negated because we got above the blue trend line here. Normally, if we were going to continue downward, we would have bumped up against this pink line here and then continue to crash down. But that didn't happen. Okay, or at least hit the red line and just collapsed immediately. But that didn't happen. So this is trying to reverse all of this damage here, and look where we are. Okay, so we've pretty much erased all this damage down here. The Dow has pretty much rallied 1,000 points off the low. So with that said, that's definitely going to be the one to watch going in. I have intraday support about 16,630. That should hold. That's our RSID point. It's rare for RSIDs to be taken out intraday. Normally, you'll see RSIDs taken out intraday during sideways, extreme sideways consolidated conditions, where the market's moving within the weekly high and low each day. So you'll see that. But when a market's trending like this one is right now, it's trending higher. You rarely see that RSID intraday resistance support taken out. So I'm going to say, like I said on the Russell, I'm going to still look, stay long the Dow until the market turns, because right now it's not turning. It's not looking like it wants to turn. So with that said, we got to watch it. We got to continue to trade in the direction of the trend. Okay, looking at the crude oil chart, as you can see, the market is consolidating around this support area here. All right, it's trading in between the weekly high and low, which is this bar here, and we're just waffling around, not taking out anything. Okay, market's still in a well-established downtrend. We're trading well below the blue trend line here and well below the Kumo cloud way up here. So the market still remains mad bearish with increasing downward momentum, even though we're consolidating here. Okay, it's still increasing in the downward momentum. Any way you slice it, that is not good. All right, not good for the bulls. Intraday, you can try to pick up a little bit of momentum on the up and down side, but don't expect to catch a whole lot. Meaning that if you see profits, you pretty much need to take them. You can't be greedy when you're day trading the crude oil, if that makes any sense. You just have to be smart about it, because you'll give your profits back in a heartbeat if you don't. So definitely tread lightly, if that makes any sense to you. You want to be cautious. Let's see here. We're going to make this that just for now. Yep, okay. All right, so tight range here on your resistance and your support. Breakout longs are at 81.93, and breakdown shorts are at 81.15. So you're going to want to be short at 81.15 on that one, and long at 81.93. And so I'm thinking, though, that the way this oil is going, that it's going to continue to fall downward, and it's not going to get back up anytime soon. This gap here is important to watch. When the market does finally get some legs and breaks out above this first line of resistance right here, this is going to be where it's the target, which is this red line right here. All right, so just keep that in mind on the oil. Okay, now let's get to the metals. Looking at silver and gold. This here is the gold chart. As you can see, that market is still bullish, trying to get back to at least touch the bottom of the Kumo cloud here, trying desperately to do so. We got bullish momentum. We are above the blue trend line, so we are bullish. And on top of that, the market is trying to find out what it's going to do. It's bouncing off of the blue trend line here. If it breaks below that, then we're bearish again. And you see, it tried to do it on the close of Friday. It tried to reestablish that. We'll see if it can do it or not. But if it looks like this little up run is over, and it wants to drop back below here again, So we'll have to see. But right now we are kind of dangerous, um, when this happens. So looks like we're gonna continue the bear trend now and drop below the blue trend line. Hopefully that's not the case, but you never know. So right now, I would say coming into Monday, it's looking really tight. It's really tight for Monday. Um, Pretty much, trade below 1231.80 is bearish, and trade above 1234.80 is bullish. So there you have it. That's a you got $3 to work with there. Anything above or below that will indicate where we're going to go. So you have to watch and see on that one. Okay, last but not least, here's your silver. Silver's looking pretty much the same way. It's bearish all the way. It's still below the blue trend line resistance and far below the Kumo cloud. But it's consolidating here. So it's either going to break down or it's going to explode and break out. So if it breaks out, then the blue line is the first line of resistance, and that's at 17. We'll say 1754. All right, a close above 754 would reestablish the bull. It would negate the downtrend, but start the beginnings of a bull run leg, and we have all this space up here where we could run. So there's really no limit, but the first resistance would be this red line right here. That'd be your first resistance. All right. So we have to look and see what's going to happen. We still don't know yet with this one here. But 1771 will be the first line of resistance if we can get above, if we can close above the 1754. Okay. So that's pretty much all we have for today. We'll just see what's going on with the news. Moving the markets, government reports coming out. They're going to manipulate those to keep things smooth. But the Ebola thing is going to be the big. That's going to be the big one. Depending on what happens with these Ebola nonsense, that's going to determine everything. So, anyway, be encouraged. Remember, take what you can and give nothing back.